Chinese government denied it everything, no concentration camp, no detention center. But later, so many leaked documents, no one, all is very clear now. So China government just doing the continue non-stop propaganda tour. China trying to monopolize it, UN Human Rights Council, and not only Human Rights Council, UN trying to do all UN system and all international system. Not only today with Uyghur Muslims is suffering, and also Chinese Christians are suffering, Tibetan Buddhists are suffering, Falun Gong people are suffering. This CPEC project, it is territorial, colonized, one of the part territorial expansion project and the colonized project. Chinese Communist Party, Xi Jinping is a big evil.
China claims that everything is perfect there and the people are very happy, they are having good business, tourism, everything is there.
Well, situation in we call East Turkestan, of course China says Xinjiang, the situation for the Uyghur in East Turkestan is a dire. Terrible situation. In the Chinese government, Chinese Communist Party commit genocide and the crime against the humanity. So far, so many media reports come out, and it's leaked document, and it's camp survivor report, and so many international research institute published a report. So this is not a secret anymore. Until beginning of 2019, Chinese government denied it everything, no concentration camp, no detention center. But later, so many leaked documents, no one, all is very clear now. Then China cannot continue hiding it. Then no, it's a defending position. Then organize a propaganda tour, particularly some Muslim countries and the diplomat and the Muslim journalists, global source area, bring them and use them as a propaganda tool. But actually, situation continued dire. And the Xi Jinping, last year, October 20th, Chinese Communist Party Congress, he not elected, appointed again, is getting power. And he continue gives a message saying is no mercy for the Uyghurs. Continue his message to continue implementing repression policy. So China government just doing the continue non-stop propaganda tour and organize and hiding the reality and the spread fake news. Oh, situation wonderful, and the people living wonderful life here. And why is it wonderful life? Still is more than 3 million people is suffering concentration camp. Still is a travel ban. More than 6 years since 2017. I personally and all my friends and most of some Uyghur community who live in exile is a lost contact with a family member. Why don't open the telephone, internet connection? Why don't you let us to speaking with family member? So I speak is several times in Geneva as well, but China no answer for this, but continue denied everything and doing the propaganda.
There are many reports of the UN as well, which claims that there are human rights violations in Xinjiang. But why UN is not able to act?
This is the problem. As you know, is a former High Commissioner Bachelet just 10 months before left her office, she and released the Uyghur report. This report is very weak. You know, it is not described, is explained all horrible situation and taking place for the Uyghur in Turkestan. But at least this report is very significant. This report saying also confirm is a mass detention, you know, so family separation, and also saying is a high risky possible crime against humanity. So this is UN report. So no, it is no excuse. UN and the member states continue silence for this. This is the official document. So far is the Uyghur tribunal judgment coming out. So many, more than 10 parliament recognize Uyghur genocide or crime against the humanity. And okay, this is all countries and some countries, because China all the time, this is the Western correspondency, something like that. But UN report is on the table, no. So that's why we are asking new High Commissioner should be introduced this report, and the UN must be take concrete action. But unfortunately, China very strong here. China trying to monopolize it, UN Human Rights Council, and not only Human Rights Council, UN trying to do all UN system and all international system and use its economic power. This is the very shameful situation.
In Uyghur, in Xinjiang, East Turkestan, majority of the people are the Muslims. So yes. Why OIC is silent on this issue?
Yeah, this is the very shame, and most of some Muslim countries not only silence, even support China. For example, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, this our country, and support China. Actually, China's government, Chinese Communist Party, anti-religious organization. Not only today Uyghur Muslims is suffering, and also Chinese Christians are suffering, Tibetan Buddhists are suffering, Falun Gong people are suffering. But Chinese government particularly saying Islam is ideological illness, disaster, it must be eradicated. This is the openly saying Chinese Communist Party statement, and they collected Quran and burn on Quran and they burn on all Islamic value. But it's a Muslim country, as you say, this silence even support China. This is unacceptable because of economic reason, one of the important reasons. Secondly, most of them, this country have often huge human rights problem. So, and in the UN level, on the bilateral level, international level, this country with China together is hiding. It is often crime, you know. China is also cover and some other countries crime, and this country is cooperating with China, complicit of China. This is the reason why this country, because they have often problem a lot of. Before you talking some other people, you claiming others, you have to clean your room first. If your room is dirty, you cannot say, oh, your room is dirty. You cannot say. This is the reason.
Tell me now, China is constructing this CPEC project from Xinjiang to Balochistan. So do you believe that the positive presentation of Xinjiang or East Turkestan is just because to say that because the CPEC is going on from these regions, everything is perfect, fine there?
No, it is CPEC actually is a colonized, is a territorial expansion project. You know, this CPEC is from Kashgar to Guardia, is a Karachi. This is 3,800 kilometer project, more than $65 billion project. But this project not benefit at all to the local people. For the Uyghur people, even also some of the Pakistani people, Balochi people, all they destroyed the all landscape and also and the Chinese government just use this money and colonize. No, we know is more than 12,000 Chinese military already deployed in the Gilgit-Baltistan, for example. So that's why this CPEC project, it is territorial. Colonize, one of the part of the territorial expansion project and the colonized project, yes.
What is the solution for Xinjiang? My last question to you.
Well, solution is of Xinjiang and internationally must be stand up. It is China today not only threatened for the Uyghur Tibetan, is China today is a threat to global democracy, global peace, you know. For today is Putin and the occupied Ukraine. And behind of Xi Jinping just visiting Moscow, and they give courage to them, and they want to saying, you can continue behind, and I'm staying behind you. So now is Chinese Communist Party, Xi Jinping is a big evil. So that's why whole world should maybe understand this, united together, particularly democratic nation united together, and they stop possible sanctions for the Chinese government, and stand with us. And the Uyghur will be free, East Turkestan will be free. Then it is benefit for all human beings, and this is benefit all human stability and all peace of all the entire world globally.
When you saw the conflict between India and China, like in Ladakh, in Arunachal also we have the conflicts. What are your views? Why China is doing all these things?
Well, this is China is not only have a territorial problem with India, have a territorial problem all neighboring countries. Japan, for example, is Mongolia and the all countries. That's why I'm saying this CPEC, and not only CPEC is built on the road initiative, new so-called New Silk Road. This is the territorial expanding project. So that's why it is India and China have a long time is a territorial problem, because China demand not only India this part, and also Central Asia. Today is Kazakhstan have a territorial problem, Kyrgyzstan have a territorial problem, Mongolia and even Russia. Today they are both good friends, but they have a territorial problem also. China have all neighboring countries have a territorial problem. North Asia Pacific, for example, yes, even the Philippines, yes.
Dolkun, today China stopped you while giving intervention at the UNHRC. Why China call you as a separatist and anti-China?
Well, China is very afraid from truth, very afraid from the justice. So today I made a statement here. China trying to stop me. China blame is separatist, anti-Chinese. I'm not saying is separate any place from China. I'm not saying it's separate Hong Kong or from Shanghai or Beijing from China. This is my country. It is occupied territory. First, China should be accept this. But other way, this is a human rights council. This is the platform. All human rights issue must be talking. Today I'm rising here is a human rights issue, and the Chinese government is commit genocide against the Uyghurs. It's a policy rights, but China is very unhappy because Chinese government trying to do all this crime on the table, and the Chinese government don't want to Uyghur issue being the international issue. Uyghur issue in the current genocidal policy of the Chinese government not be is the talking in discussion topic on the UN. That's why Chinese government very unhappy and trying to attack me and trying to stop. This is not first time, of course.
Is the human rights situation in Xinjiang is very bad now?
Very bad is not human rights situation, is already beyond of the human rights. It is a genocide now because UN report also confirm and risky crime against the humanity. You know, so many media reported and so many country and so many expert report, legal report also confirm Chinese government commit against Uyghurs genocide and crime against the humanity.